We're back at the NFT Fest with Ivan. Ivan, what has been the biggest takeaway from the event so far?
Oh, well, first of all, thanks for having me, guys.
Pleasure.
Much appreciate it. It's really, really cool to be here with you both. Biggest takeaway that I've had so far from the event is just how much belief is in the building side of blockchain at the moment, right? A lot of retail investors are panicking, worried about have I lost my money? Is this all going to zero? But you see so many people here that are just so passionate about building the next stage of NFT, the next stage of blockchain. And that gives you, that pumps you up.
You talk to a lot of retail investors.
I do.
A lot. What is the most misunderstood thing about crypto right now?
So the biggest mistake that retail investors make is they look at crypto just based on price. So they're just always looking at the price of the project. So I'll post on TikTok or YouTube about a particular project, and the first thing that they'll say is, well, but the price hasn't moved. And it's like, no, you can't. If you're building a house, you're building the foundations of a home first. You got to put the concrete on the ground first. Then you start to build the house. And people are looking at it like, well, how come the price hasn't moved? Well, because it's not finished. And so but I find that from retail investors is frustrating to watch.
What's the most common question you get asked in crypto from the beginners?
So from a beginner's perspective, it's really interesting. Like they ask really weird questions. So sometimes they'll ask me, how much do you have in it?
Yeah.
So they're looking to know how much skin in the game I have in it first, which is for me personally is an irrelevant question. So I don't talk about what's in my portfolio. I don't share my portfolio, not because I don't want to, but because I feel that it's unnecessary. What's the point of you knowing how much is in mine? It's not going to change your world. So I feel that a lot of people, unfortunately, we do live in a world where it's very Kardashian, right? Or what do you drive? What do you wear? Where do you eat? And so people are like, well, if only I knew how much you had in your portfolio, I would see you as a credible source. And so, yeah.
What do you think is really going to shift the culture for NFTs to make it become mainstream?
I think from the conversations that I've had with top builders in Melbourne is getting rid of that word NFT. So moving to just, this is the solution that we're providing out there into the market.
Is there anything that you've come to a solution of? Is it digital assets? Is it blockchain?
Collectibles,
digital collectibles?
What are the cool kids using nowadays?
I think, I think real world utility stuff, I think that's where it's going to be at. And, but again, it comes back to, this is the particular problem that we're solving. This just happens to be the technology that we're using to solve this problem. And when you attach NFT, people still think JPEGs. Yeah. That's the problem.
And what are your favorite NFT projects right now? Why?
I'll be honest, I'm not following too many projects at the moment. I'm here to find projects to follow. That was one of the main reasons for coming down, is for myself to be more educated, because I know that it is the future and we are moving more and more towards NFTs being used for real world utility. But I need to upskill myself. So that's why I'm here.
What's some of your favorite examples of projects that have given you real world utility to their holders?
Well, I think, from a branding perspective, I think, like the Bored Ape Club, did a great job, at introducing the world to, high-end NFT in the NFT space. I think they've done a good job, but there are many projects out there that have marketed themselves and branded themselves real well. And I think that's important. I think it's, what do we hear and what do we stand for? And that's really cool. When you see that happen, it's exciting.
What is your biggest ick when it comes to the Web3 space? What grinds your gears?
I think what really grinds my gears now more than ever, especially now we're seeing, the house of cards fall during the bear market, is all the liars, all the cheaters. You got the CEO of a company saying on Twitter, we're fine, and 24 hours later, we're bankrupt. He knew where they were heading way before 24 hours before it was announced, and that to me grinds my gears, because you got people that are doing the right thing and building the good projects and putting the time in, that get all put into this, crypto is a scam, and it's frustrating.
Summarize the Australian Web3 scene in one word.
Collaborative.
Beautiful.
NFT Melb, Connect, create, collaborate.
Boom.